And what's going on, guys? Welcome back. I know a bunch of you guys are probably over from Red Jacket's stream. So he's a good friend of mine at this point, as are the other members of the council, which is again the greatest thing about the RBA is our community. So I'm gonna stop being all sappy and get talking about these games. So I am narrowly avoiding relegation, I think, by about 2 spots at the end of week 12. And so we're going to get rolling right now and try to avoid relegation at the end of this season, probably the last set of games for our star quarterback, Beau Allison. He's been with us for 3 years now and really just putting the hurt on teams all over the place. But it's time for him to maybe, come to his last set of games with us, and I'm hoping that this set of games is good and able to keep us in the Premier League because I am desperate. I don't want to get relegated. So, on that note, we're going to get started. In week 13, we are playing the Las Vegas Garbage, the second Las Vegas team, the first being our very own Las Vegas Gladiators, who until this season were the best council team in the RBA. Somehow they ended up below me. I'm still kind of in shock from that, but Gladiators has been a consistently just really solid team, and we are just kind of hyped about the whole thing and all that. So we're gonna try to uphold the mantle of the council not being the absolute worst people in this league, which is sometimes difficult. To Red Comets, who's currently commenting in general, I'm sorry my videos aren't as dope as everyone else's. But I try. If anybody in the stream right now wants to get in and talk to me in the Discord, just shoot me a message either on Discord or in this chat, and we'll try and drag you into we'll try to give you that stream role to get you into the stream channel. And to speak really quickly about Red Comets, he said he's been off for the last 2 days, and shit's just blowing up, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of how it's felt for us a little bit. We're really trying to keep you guys interested and just keep the RBA fresh and with new things coming. So that's just a big it's been a big part of these last couple of days has been kind of expanding the RBA and the RBA community. So we're gonna go back to the game here, and we're up on the Garbage 8-3 right now, and I know I'm supposed to be getting out of bounds after every play, but I just have been having trouble making that work. So, we're gonna do what we can. And again, my only goal here is to avoid relegation. I'm not trying to beat the Chicago Rams. I'm a realist, and that's just unrealistic.
Man, speaking of the Chicago Rams, his quarterback, I know I've said it before in chat, his quarterback is, better than Brady. Honestly.
His quarterback is unreal. His quarterback would be a Hall of Famer in the NFL.
So, just for number's sake, he has, of course, Retro Bowl stats are going to be a lot higher than normal, NFL stats, but he has posted the top QB rating for 4 seasons in a row.
He's a beast. I don't know what else there is to say about it.
Not supposed to know about the fourth yet.
Well, unless my QB manages to do it tonight, which seems very unlikely considering that I actually throw interceptions occasionally, he's probably got it.
Yeah, I know.
It's
just giving you a hard time.
Deshaun Dahl has been crazy, man.
Yeah, Dahl is really, I might buy a Dahl shirt after all. Once jerseys come out, because that man is just everything he touches turns to gold.
Honestly, we could do it. We could make that a meme. We could just make it just doll jerseys for everybody.
Everybody gets a doll jersey if they have a
Yeah.
purchase of $50 or more on the. This is not official. Do not quote me on this. It would be
So
cool. I mean, now it costs so much to make a jersey, but maybe we'll figure something out where it's like everyone gets doll
no, just like a
merchandise.
yeah, just like a player shirt.
Everyone gets
Uh,
sealer merchandise after a certain order.
yeah, everyone can get Steeler merchandise too, like $5, but like the Dale ones, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, Aloof, you're absolutely right. My quarterback is broken because I never allow him to not get hit. He's a champ. He doesn't get injured ever. He's kind of like Eli Manning in that respect, in that he starts every game or almost every. He gets injured occasionally, but he's very resilient. And yeah, this guy may be getting drilled every pass, but he's still on the money this game, which is nice because sometimes he or I am not. It all depends how many beers I've had at that point in the night, quite honestly. But tonight, we're on a light load, so we're doing well. We might have had one earlier when talking with Aloof Balloon, but I think that's just a requirement to survive his insanity.
So the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady of the RBA is definitely Clifton Glasgow, which is my quarterback. Is only point 0.2 away from the worst of Deshaun Dolls. So kind of interesting that there's two quarterbacks that are right there next to at the top.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a 41-yard completion to Light from Allison. And again, this may be his last set of games. Just looking at the needs of the franchise and the fact that he's eating up so much salary. He's already eating 45 mil a year, and he's gonna ask for more. I think with the next contract, and I can't afford that. I've got a 10-man team to care for, and this QB is getting greedy.
So just some cool stats. The longest passes ever completed by a quarterback. Number one is the Fighting Beavers is Boogie Weddle at 79 yards is the longest pass ever completed. At least that has been turned in to us. Second place is the Marquette Villains, B.W. Murray, 78 yards. And then Frodo Baggett, great name, from the Marching Yin, 74 yards. It's the top three, but that's
I think my longest pass in Retro Bowl has been 73 yards, and I think it was actually on a personal save, which is kind of a bummer because it's like, man, I would be up there with the guys who were putting down those
yep.
monster deep passes. Um,
Fourth place is the Tyrants at 73, and fifth is the Fiddlers at 70. So you would be in the top five.
wow, that's I wish I'd turned that in. I'd have the longest pass of any council member. Not
Yeah.
that that really matters, considering that the rest of you own me anyways. We're gonna have a good first game though, beating the garbage handily, 42-9, and that was a good defensive game. I may have gotten a pick there. I need to look. Doesn't look like it, but one sack from Boyd, who is the only player from the original LA Wolfpack team. And I know I've been teasing it for a bit. It is official. We are making a name change and franchise change at the beginning of next season. I'm not going to say what it is because I saved that content for the podcast with Aloof Balloon. So I don't want to go ahead and kind of spoil the fact that I put that in there. And we're going to play the Texans, now the Texas Stars this week, with their ketchup and mustard with their ketchup and mustard look. 4.5-star offense,
Oh,
1-star defense. So here's hoping we can put up some numbers on that D pretty easily. I'd almost always rather face a team with a like 4-star offense and a 1-star, or not a 4-star defense and a 1-star offense though, because those offenses you can't stop them, and I'm gonna throw a pick like an idiot and get scored on real fast. So it is now 7-0 the Texans. Uh, I may be playing just for my pride here. I really don't want to lose this one. Not that I've lost a game in my RBA career yet, but I really don't want to lose this one.
Man, I got so much crap for those uniforms. Somebody said they look like McDonald's.
I think that was me. But I wasn't saying anything but the truth, and it was probably a truth you needed to hear.
Later on, I changed to like gray, but I definitely like my green and gold now.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna really quickly speak about Rams. We're super excited for you guys to hear the podcast. I don't know when it's gonna be out exactly. Kind of depends on how long it takes Loof to mix everything. But I it was a blast. We myself, Red Jackets, and Texans all got on and were able to just talk with him for about an hour. So we'll have a good amount of content for you guys. Like a dumbass, I threw a pick in the end zone, so now I'm down 13-0, and I am streaming. So there is nothing I can do about this if I get crushed by the Texans. And boy, it is starting to look like that may be what happens. And I really don't want this to be my first loss of my RBA career in the stream. That'd be kind of embarrassing for me.
It'll be immortalized forever.
It'll be immortalized on my YouTube, and I will probably go back and delete the video in a week out of pure shame. But I won't have been the first council member to lose a game. I believe that honor still goes to Red Jackets, who, to be fair, lost to a better team than this. But we're gonna try to start this comeback going with a 35-yard strike to light for a touchdown. At this point, it is all about just. We're playing for pride. This is not a point differential game anymore. This is just I really don't want to lose to the Texans here, but we're gonna get a good strike going, and I need to get better about throwing to the far outside of the field, because I would have had another nice completion there if I was any good at that. And the sacks are definitely hurting just because I'm trying to open up that deep ball. We're going to kind of give up and go a little shorter here, just shy of midfield, just under a minute to play in the first half. And we're just having trouble completing balls, stream nerves or something, but really nothing we can have right now. We gotta. I really don't want to lose this one. Arlington Texans, or at this point the Texas Stars, really just. I'm afraid, man. It's that simple. I'm afraid. I don't.
Be scared of them, man.
I like having my perfect RBA record. I've not lost a game, ever, and I'd like to keep it that way. So we're going to go out of bounds at the 1.5-yard line with 14 seconds remaining. We're going to throw a ball to the front of the end zone to light completion. We're going to go up on the Texans at halftime, which really, that's good. It puts we're 3 up on the Texans right now, or the Texas Stars. I don't know. I don't know what to call them. They have a new name now. This is just more proof that I really need to update my teams, and I haven't done it yet. And yes, I'm terrible for that, but I am reminded every stream that my team names are, old. I'll probably take some time over the next, hopefully before next season, to update everything. Maybe not uniforms, but at least get the names right. And we're gonna give, we're just gonna try to keep moving along. We're down by 4 now to the Texans. It's 20-16. Really just trying to move the ball safely now, because definitely had some problems with keeping stuff safe. Throwing picks that I don't need to throw. A couple of them this game, which is really just embarrassing. Like I am no doll, but I am not terrible either. And we're gonna have a leaping catch by Light over the defender who attempted to swat the ball away. Touchdown, and we're gonna go up again on the Texans. This time by 4, 24-20, and we're coming towards the end of the third quarter. And at the end of the third quarter, the Texans are going to score. They're going to go up by 3. This is really it. This is no joke here. If I don't play this last quarter right, I will lose this game. I don't even want to think about. We're gonna have a long catch and run by Britt, and he could go all the way. 61-yard strike to Britt. It may not be the longest in RBA history, but it's long enough for our purposes tonight, and we're gonna go ahead by 5 now. 32-27. And with a minute 26 remaining on the clock, the Texans are going to punch it in and take a 2-point lead. Man, I am not sweating. You're sweating. This is terrifying. I'm so afraid that I'm going to end up like Red Jackets and have a loss on my record. And I can't believe Texans just left with all this good stuff happening. And we almost broke away for a 70-plus yard touchdown, but no luck. And we're going to kind of hold off and try and burn a little bit of this clock down. We've got 36 seconds remaining. Super careful here to not give the Texans any more time than we can. And on 4th and goal, we're going to complete a 6-yard touchdown strike to Light to go ahead with 17 seconds remaining in the ball game, and that'll probably do it, folks. I was very afraid. And we've just found out that there may be issues with the Aloof Balloon podcast, and that would be a heartbreaker. But if that's the case, Luffy, I'm sorry. I'll sit with you tonight even and just re-record a bunch of stuff if that'll make you happy. No, really, it sounds like his audio wasn't recording during the podcast, which really is difficult because he was kind of hosting it for everybody. But what are you gonna do? Hopefully we'll be able to figure that out. Sorry to anybody who was looking forward to that. I know I sure was. So that really sucks. But we're gonna move ahead here to week 15 with a 6-point victory in week 14 versus the Texans. Really, it could have been a lot better. But just I just wasn't having a good one. It happens. So we're gonna keep rolling here. And we're gonna be given the ball in the middle of the first quarter, and we're gonna have a nice pickup at the beginning. Try to keep moving the ball here. Definitely need to watch the turnovers. That was a problem in the last one. It is rough, Rams. Definitely. We're going to see what we can do, see if there's some way we can fix this. I know all of us were super happy about the results of the podcast, so really, we're all bummed, probably more than you guys. After spending an hour sitting and talking and just feeling good about the end product, it's like it would really suck if it wasn't something we could deliver to you guys. And especially might be it may just come down to we re-record it if necessary, just because it was a good thing. We sat there at the end and we said we could probably talk for hours on everything that we talked about, and definitely that's not the That's not the ideal, but we will figure it out. We want this podcast to kind of take off, and we were excited about kind of the end result from what we put together. So we will do what we can to work with Aloof to try and figure this out. Definitely sucks. Not a lot we can do about it though at the time being. We'll see what he can figure out if anything, and go from there. So we're kind of sitting here, still struggling a little bit on just this game today right now. These set of games after losing to the Texans, or not losing to the Texans, but barely beating the Texans, and in threat of losing to them all game. We're struggling. This is difficult. I need somebody to speak up in the stream. Does anybody at all want to get in the stream and talk for a bit? I'm the couple of people who are there right now aren't really talking, so I'll take anybody who's interested. I know Rams is here right now. If he doesn't mind getting on and talking for a bit, I know he just got his interview with Tampa released recently, so it would be I'm gonna go watch that once I'm done here for sure. Unless I need to get back on and re-record with Loof, but anybody who wants to talk in this stream right now, feel free.
Uh, I was just letting you talk. It was
Uh,
great.
go
Listen,
ahead, go ahead if you got something. I'm kind of I'm running out of stuff to talk to myself about.
I know, but you've been doing a great job commentating your game.
Well,
I don't,
I'm
you know,
trying. It's difficult because I've got other stuff in my mind now, figuring out that there may be problems with the Aloof podcast and kind of.
okay. I'm on the. I've been talking. I'm asking Elif Balloon if he needs any help, but I see what the problem is now.
Yeah, it may not be anything we can figure out without doing another recording, which we will do, and no worries there. Maybe not ideal, but it is what it is. We're not gonna lose sleep over it. I mean, we may literally lose sleep over it just because we have to stay up later to record one, but other than that, it's technology is your friend until it's not is something I've heard said a lot, and I feel like that's kind of what happened here. Aloof managed to record the rest of us, and we could all hear him, but his computer was not recording him, which is definitely not great. Um,
There's one way to fix that, and that's just recording yourself talking and
well,
try.
we're gonna see if we can figure that out. If that's really a viable option, just the way the podcast kind of flowed, it may not be the easiest thing to pull off. We're gonna leave it up to Aloof whether he wants to try that or whether he wants to just try and re-record. Would understand either way, honestly. Um, we're asking him a lot if we say, hey, take the time to figure out what fits where and record it all. But if he's down to do it, I mean, hopefully this podcast will get up in the next couple of days. I'd like to see it up before the end of the season, just so I can kind of release my team name and not have it be. I wanted that to kind of be an exclusive for Aloof to release, have something kind of cool and unique to his first podcast. So I'm hoping that we can figure that out. Um, and if not, oh well, I'll have to save my jersey colors for him or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Maybe I have me on and just have me server muted, and you can just record in the background just in case something happens wrong with the Loof Balloon again. And then I'll just send a Loof Balloon the file.
Yeah, I'm sure we can figure it out. I think it's as simple as just his recording software didn't have the mic running for his microphone. It just was picking up the computer audio. Which technology issues happen. I'm not gonna cry about it. And welcome back, Texas Stars.
Hey,
So
how's it going?
Well, it's going all right. Bummed about the news about the podcast, and at this point, it's not really a secret. But we're I'm hoping that Aloof can figure something out. I know it's not the ideal situation, but it is what it is, and hopefully we can get that to work.
Yeah, um, definitely not ideal. However, I think it's something we can fix easily, and I think that we all have the motivation.
Yeah, and I guess we'll see whether Aloof wants to try to re-record himself or whether he wants to just try and re-record the entire thing, or if he wants to maybe shift to individual recordings just because it's so difficult to get us all together. It's going to be a question for him to figure out, but I'm hoping we can still get that out, end of this season, which I know becomes much more of a time crunch if we're recording it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just because I was kind of hoping to hold off on changing my team name everywhere until the podcast was released. But maybe I'll have to, if we have to re-record it, I'll give him some other tidbit or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can definitely record again. Maybe we should wait a little bit and not do it right away. That way we forget what we talked about.
Yeah, we're not trying to emulate it necessarily, which maybe is a point towards Aloof trying to record enough to fill in the gaps from his end, which I know isn't exactly the same, but part of me goes, God, it was so good, and I wish we could run it as is, but stuff happens, and stuff happened.
Yeah, it was fun though. I really enjoyed talking with you guys with the Leaf and about the
Yeah,
RBA as a whole. And we never. I mean, the 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 council members talk about it a lot. We talk about what are we gonna do? What is the RBA? What are we doing? What can we do? But everybody else never sees that, so it's really nice, and refreshing to talk to somebody outside about it.
yeah, and kind of this way people get an idea of what we want from the league. 'Cause I feel like we say stuff, but we kind of release it all piecemeal. And this way, maybe guys get a better idea. Where does the council want to take the RBA? Because it's not like we're just sitting there in a dark room scheming all the time, which we do a fair amount. But
That's
um,
me. That's definitely me.
yeah, you're the one who sits in the dark room and schemes.
That's definitely.
Yeah, but just we it's not that we're always transparent because we want some things to be like surprises for you guys and stuff, but like definitely trying to be a little more transparent about where we want to take the league and what you guys should expect, what the players should expect is
Well,
important. It's
a lot of it
important to
is.
us.
Yeah, a lot of it is. I don't. I, I want this RBA to as polished, professional as possible, and just throwing around ideas all the time kind of makes it seem like we don't have our stuff together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like we have
That's the
ideas and we
purpose
have
for council.
actionable ideas.
Yeah, that's the purpose for council meetings is to bounce things off, get things working. Once we have it polished, announce it, and that's it's kind of cool to talk about the stuff in the background with everybody, and that's kind of what podcast is supposed to be for.
Yeah, give everyone kind of like an inside look at what is it that what is it that we do when you guys used to be able to see us talking in the council chat before we realized that was a problem and you guys were all like, oh God, what are they doing? Like that's what we're doing usually is figuring out ways to
Or when
improve the RBA.
yeah, or
Cause
when they see us in voice chat, and they're
yeah,
like, man, what are they talking about?
exactly. That's what I was talking about, the council voice chat, but
Yeah,
just
except for you and Red Jackets, you guys
we're in there a lot.
play GTA.
If it's ever past 10 p.m. and you see just red jackets and I mean not that you can anymore, but if you could, that's what we're doing is we're talking about GTA.
You know, it's cool. I mean, I really enjoy the RBA, and it's something I really want to continue working.
I mean, I've always made it clear that my goal is to keep this thing running as long as we can.
Yeah,
Just at this point, it's not just something to do during quarantine for me. It's like, no, this is something I've invested enough time in that it's like I want to keep
yeah,
this.
exactly.
I want to keep this
This
running.
can't go away.
This can't go away
I
because it'll
want
be
it to
so much
be.
of my time wasted.
I want it to be at the like live to its fullest potential. You
Yeah,
know,
and I
I want
mean,
it to
you
push the
know,
limits.
everything has a lifespan. Realistically, I mean, the RBA will not run forever, most likely, but we'd like it to run as long as it feasibly can. If it gets to a point where we've got 32 teams again, that's probably where we'll call it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we had 32 guys that are willing to play every week.
That's still a Premier League.
That's it's still what the RBA is at its core, and as the you know
It is the community, so
having 32 guys just shooting the shit and playing retro bowl. That's the RBA. We
yeah.
want to share that with as many people as possible. That's why we want to keep growing.
And
But
I mean, even if there ever is an end to Retro Bowl, who knows what the alliance will become as a whole? We all play because we love Retro Bowl, but who's to say that we wouldn't try to work to something else if we got to that point and we said we
most
want to keep this
definitely,
going? I know Legend Bowl has been something that their developers are working on, and that's for Steam, and that's a bigger money commitment than Retro Bowl is for sure. But it's just like if we could get enough guys who maybe wanted to run that instead. I don't know. This is just me spitballing at this point, but it's like if the alliance becomes a football alliance and not a Retro Bowl alliance, we would probably try to go somewhere else to keep it running.
it's almost like an alliance of American football.
I mean, I am in the hotshot colors. My team colors are the hotshot colors. I think I've thrown 4 picks this game, and we're gonna win by 12. Really not my best result. I'm not too happy about that at all. Let's see. 5 interceptions. Really
Wow.
just not. It must be because it's late or something. Because usually I'm not that bad, and we've got one more game coming up. We still won that one by 12, but we may be facing relegation at this point, just because, dear God. So week 17 versus the Scourgers, and this is the game I dread the most every year. I play the Scourgers like last game of the season. They are the Rams in real life, so they keep those blitzes coming hot. They've got basically Aaron Donald. And here it is, first play of the game, blitz by the Scourgers/Rams. I'm just gonna call them the Rams. They're the California Scourgers in my game, but that team no longer exists within the RBA. So this is the Rams, and they are gonna keep the pressure coming hot on this quarterback. Aloof Balloon would once again, I'm sure, rag on me for letting my QB get drilled every play, but that's what you need to do when you're facing a team that comes at you this fast. Is he just needs to take one or like 1,000 for the team. But we're really looking forward to our rebrand. We're looking forward to kind of the future of the RBA. We've spent a lot of time with our fellow council members and trying to kind of figure out what is the path forward for the RBA and what do we want to bring to you guys.
Man, and so back to the. I guess let's focus on this season a little bit. So, then looking at these scores, it's going to be tough to be in the playoffs as long as uh, this update lingers up in the future. But as of right now, it's going to be absolutely tough. I know you're trying to um, climb out of the cellar, basically.
Yeah,
Uh,
looking at it, I'll probably be in the cellar as I throw another pick here. And I'm once again playing from behind, which is definitely not where I play the best. I feel like I went from being a decently competitive team in the Premier League to being a guy who is barely hanging on to the dregs every season, just trying to figure out how to not get kicked out of the Premier. And we're gonna get a nice strike there, and if we can score this 2 point, we will go on top. But it is just, I feel like my best games are just no longer cutting it.
So right now we have. You're gonna be looking at if you were in the regular zone. Sure. We have one team that is a not necessarily a drop, but who's someone who's dropping, skipping. So we have one team that takes up one of those four spots.
Well, that team, if they're skipping next season, oh, they're skipping next season for.
They're skipping this season and they're coming back in foundation.
Oh, that's right. So we have 3 spots, but we also have, I think a guy who might be in that relegation bracket who is taking this season off. So that's one of those top gone because they have a personal thing that they needed to attend to and they talked to us about.
So that is two teams, and that's already there for relegation. So you have just basically fight your way out of 2 spots.
Yeah, so it's 3 that are going up and 3 that are going down, and it is, who knows which 3 I'm going to end up in. Honestly, it might be kind of cool to get relegated to champions, if only to,
Pull off what I did.
well, and because I'm doing the rebrand too, I'll come back into the Premier League, a whole new team.
That's exactly what I did too. I think.
Who knows? I may not even be in LA next season.
What?
I probably will be. I've debated because, and you've seen my team logo and stuff, right, Texas?
Yeah.
I've debated going somewhere, maybe something more along the lines of what Ince has, less real place on Earth y.
Well, he's in New Zealand. What are you talking about? It's a real place.
Sure. His official team name is the Middle Earth Marching Ants, not the New Zealand Marching Ants.
You ever seen those maps that don't have New Zealand?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's because they're just like, that's just that place from Lord of the Rings. Why is it on the world map?
It can be the American Samoa Legionnaire.
trying to bring the RBA to a whole new continent.
Pacific Islander.
African Samoa. We'll go to Somalia or something.
African.
We'll go to Somalia.
Well, that wouldn't be. I mean, that's either east or that's very west.
I on a traditional map, I think it's east, but
Technically, everything's west.
I'm thinking about a rebrand for season 6.
in terms of getting a team name or in terms of maybe moving where you are.
Moving where I am.
Really? Tampa's not going to be Tampa anymore. I don't know how I feel about that. And Red Jackets is back. You're just in time to watch me try and beat the Rams, who I've had a couple of close games tonight. I had a close game against the Texans that I pulled off in the fourth quarter, a comeback victory. So obviously not a big PD game. And right now I'm beating the Scourgers, about to be 38-28. So that'll be 10 PD if I get this 2-pointer, which I do. But, they can still score. There are still 2 full minutes left in this fourth quarter, and it looks like they are going to score with 32 seconds remaining. And I'm going to get 18 seconds left on the clock trying to get more than 2 PD out of this game. Really not where I wanted to be.
So, hey, Wolfpack, so do you want to know how many points you could get out of relegation?
Uh-oh.
Don't tell me, because I'm not supposed to know that. And we will. know after I don't complete this pass for the touchdown and stick with 2 PD for this game, but I haven't lost one yet.
Oh, 2 PD. Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, that's bad.
I had a couple close ones this week. You know, I might
All
be
right.
getting kicked down, and you might be taking my spot in the premiere. So let's send in these scores real quick, and we're gonna drop the stream right now, guys, and just so that I can go and submit these without y'all seeing my phone. But great to talk to everyone who's been
Look at
on the
my score. That
stream.
was right.
Oh yeah, get on that. All right, so good to see everybody. Be sure to check us out. We'll probably be streaming tomorrow night to try and stay in the Premier League. We'll find out. And best of luck to everyone.